Love doesn't always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it creeps in quietly, through glances, gestures, and the smallest patterns of care that seem ordinary until you notice their meaning. When a man is falling for you but trying not to show it, his feelings slip through in fragments. In the way he looks at you when he thinks you're not watching, the way he remembers what you said weeks ago, or the way he shows up when you need him most without being asked. It's subtle, almost invisible, yet powerful enough to change the entire rhythm of your connection. He won't confess easily because vulnerability is foreign territory for him. Instead, he'll express himself in coded actions. A message sent for no reason, a quiet check-in after a long day, a joke that hides nervousness, or a look that lingers a second too long. His silence isn't lack of emotion, it's the overflow of it. He's caught between wanting to keep control and the growing ache of wanting to be near you. Falling in love for someone who guards his emotions feels like surrender, and surrender doesn't come naturally. You'll see the battle play out in his behavior. He'll open up one moment and retreat the next, as if honesty is both relief and danger. He'll act casual, but his eyes will always betray him. He'll find excuses to cross paths with you, but pretend it's coincidence. Every small thing he does carries the quiet echo of affection, the kind he's not ready to voice yet. And though he might act calm and collected, his energy always shifts around you. The mask of indifference slips in the warmth of your presence. What makes these moments so powerful is their honesty. Words can be rehearsed, actions cannot. The truth of his feelings hides in the unspoken, the softness in his tone, the care behind his sarcasm, the way he listens when you talk. You might not hear "I love you" yet, but you'll feel it in the way he protects your peace, supports your dreams, and pays attention to every detail that others overlook. This kind of love isn't loud or impulsive. It's patient, hesitant, and deeply human. A story unfolding one glance, one heartbeat, one quiet gesture at a time. Because sometimes the ones who try hardest to hide their feelings are the ones who feel them the deepest. And if you look closely enough, you'll see that he's not just falling, he already has. He acts casual, but his eyes give him away. He tries to play it cool whenever you're around, acting as if you don't affect him at all. He jokes, he teases, he talks like everything is casual, but his eyes betray him every single time. Because no matter how calm he pretends to be, there's a softness in his gaze that only shows when he looks at you. It's that quiet, unspoken warmth, the kind that doesn't need words to be felt. He might turn away quickly or look down at his phone, but not before you catch that flicker of something real. His eyes linger just a second too long, like he's memorizing your face without even realizing it. He'll make it seem like he's just being friendly, but deep down, he's fighting a pull he can't control. When someone's falling hard but trying not to show it, their body language often reveals what their words won't. His eyes might follow you across the room, his pupils dilate slightly when you laugh, or his expression softens when you speak. These are involuntary signs, small, instinctive reactions that show how much he feels. Even when his mind is trying to stay guarded, he probably tells himself not to stare, not to give himself away, but love has a way of slipping through the cracks of self-control. You might notice that he looks at you when he thinks you're not paying attention, during a quiet moment, a shared laugh, or when you're lost in conversation with someone else, and when your eyes meet, he might quickly glance away, pretending he wasn't looking at all. But in that brief moment, everything he's trying to hide becomes obvious. His eyes are his confession. They hold emotions he's too scared to say out loud. Admiration, curiosity, maybe even a bit of fear. Because the truth is, when a man is falling for someone, his eyes speak the language his heart is too cautious to use. No amount of pretending can hide the way they light up around you, or the calm that takes over when you're near. So even if he never says it, his eyes already have. He finds excuses to be around you without admitting it. He'll never say outright that he wants to be near you, but somehow he always is. It's in the little coincidences that start to feel too consistent to be random. He'll just happen to show up at the same place you're going, or suddenly develop an interest in things he never cared about before, just because you like them. He might volunteer to help you with something small, or offer to walk you out, pretending it's no big deal. But every time, there's a quiet intention behind it. He wants to be where you are, even if he won't admit why. When a man is falling hard but trying to hide it, proximity becomes his silent strategy. Being near you gives him comfort and energy, yet he covers it up with logic or humor. He'll tell himself he's just being polite, helpful, or friendly, but deep down, he knows he's drawn to your presence. He wants to hear your voice, see your smile, or simply exist in the same space as you. It's not always about making conversation. Sometimes, he just wants the peace of being around you without having to say a word. You'll notice he somehow always ends up sitting next to you, walking beside you, or choosing the same side of the room. Maybe he lingers a few seconds longer when saying goodbye or finds random reasons to text. A small question, a quick update, an unnecessary follow-up. These are all ways of staying connected without confessing anything. He's afraid that if he admits how much he wants to be close to you, he'll lose the very thing he's trying to protect, the subtle, easy bond you share. So, he hides behind excuses. I was just passing by. I thought you might need help. I was already here. But the truth is, he wasn't just passing by. He made sure to be. His excuses are his disguise, his way of feeding the longing without exposing it. Because when a man is falling but not ready to show it, he doesn't say, I want to be near you. He proves it, over and over again, without ever realizing how transparent he's become. He remembers the smallest things you say. He might act distracted or playfully uninterested, but somehow, he remembers everything you tell him. Even the things you've long forgotten. The name of your childhood pet, the coffee flavor you like, that offhand comment you made about a book or a movie, it all stays with him. He stores those tiny details in a quiet corner of his mind. Not because he's trying to impress you, but because he genuinely cares. When a man is falling for you, even the smallest things you say feel meaningful to him. You'll notice it in the way he brings something up days or weeks later, effortlessly recalling the exact words you used. He might casually mention a place you said you wanted to visit, or send you a song that reminds him of what you once described. It's subtle, but it shows where his attention really is. People remember what matters to them. And if he remembers you, down to the smallest detail, it's not by accident. This kind of memory isn't logical. It's emotional. He's tuned into you, even when he pretends not to be. Every word, every story, every laugh gets quietly filed away, because somewhere deep down, he's already invested in knowing you. He listens differently. When you speak, he's not just hearing. He's observing your tone, your emotions, your expressions. That's why he can recall how you felt about something even better than you can. He might never say, I care, but you'll see it in the way he remembers. He'll remind you of things you didn't think he noticed. He'll pick up your favorite snack without asking, or reference a memory from a random conversation you had months ago. It's his way of saying, I see you, I listen, you matter. The truth is, when someone's trying not to show they're falling for you, their words might stay guarded, but their actions speak louder. Remembering the small things is his heart's way of staying close, while his mind tries to keep a distance. Because love, when it's real, always finds a way to remember. He gets jealous, but tries to hide it behind jokes. He laughs it off, but the truth hides behind that playful grin. When someone else mentions your name or gives you attention, he suddenly becomes the funniest person in the room, cracking jokes, teasing you, or making light of the situation. It looks harmless on the surface, but underneath there's tension he's trying to disguise. Jealousy for him isn't about control. It's about care he's not ready to admit. His humor becomes a mask for the emotions he doesn't want to show, because joking feels safer than confessing. You'll notice it in the small shifts, the way his energy changes when another guy compliments you, or how he suddenly interrupts when someone gets too close. He'll pretend it doesn't bother him, saying things like, "You've got fans," or "Guess I have competition." But his tone always carries that edge of truth. He's testing your reaction, trying to see if you'll reassure him without him having to ask. It's a silent tug-of-war between what he feels and what he's willing to show. His jokes often reveal what his words can't. The sarcasm, the teasing, even the mock indifference. They're all small confessions wrapped in humor. He might laugh it off, but deep down, he's wondering where he stands in your heart. And when you smile back at him, it's like a silent relief, proof that he still matters, that no one has taken his place yet. Jealousy, in his case, isn't toxic or loud. It's quiet, careful, and often hidden behind laughter. He's scared that showing it would push you away or expose how deep his feelings go. So he hides behind jokes, hoping you'll read between the lines. Because when a man's falling hard but trying to stay composed, his jealousy becomes the one thing he can't fully disguise. It slips out in the way he jokes, the way his eyes darken for a second, and the way his laughter doesn't quite reach his heart. He protects you in subtle, unspoken ways. He doesn't make grand gestures or loud promises, but his quiet actions tell you everything. When a man is falling for you but trying not to show it, his instinct to protect you comes out in the smallest, most unspoken ways. He'll walk on the side of the road closest to traffic without saying a word, slow down his pace so you don't have to rush, or make sure you get home safely without drawing attention to it. These moments may seem ordinary, but they're his way of silently saying, "You matter to me." He notices when you're uncomfortable, even before you say anything. If someone's being rude, he'll subtly shift the conversation or place himself between you and the tension. If you're feeling down, he'll check in, pretending it's casual, but really just making sure you're okay. He won't announce his care. He'll express it through quiet consistency, showing up, checking in, remembering the things that ease your stress. His version of love isn't loud. It's protective, stable, and deeply observant. Sometimes his protectiveness shows through worry he tries to hide. He'll remind you to eat, ask if you got home safe, or send a message late at night just to make sure you're okay. It's never dramatic. He just wants to know you're safe in a world that doesn't always treat gentle souls kindly. He may even protect you from his own feelings, keeping distance when he thinks he might overwhelm you or complicate your peace. It's easy to overlook how much meaning is hidden in these quiet gestures, but when someone goes out of their way to shield you from harm, even in small, everyday moments, it's not random. It's emotional instinct. It's care wrapped in restraint. He may never say, "I'm looking out for you," but you'll feel it in the way he's always one step ahead of your needs, watching over you in silence. That's how a man who's falling in love behaves, not with declarations, but with protection that feels invisible until you realize he's been your quiet guard all along. He opens up about his life, then pulls back. Suddenly, there are moments when he lets his guard down, when his words flow freely, and you can feel the wall between you starting to crumble. He'll tell you things about his past, his fears, or dreams he doesn't share with others. In those moments, you'll see a softer, more vulnerable side of him that feels genuine and rare. He might tell you about something that hurt him once, or a memory that shaped who he is today. And as he speaks, his tone changes, quieter, more real. It's his heart speaking before his mind catches up. But then, suddenly, he pulls back. The next day, he's quieter, distant, maybe even a little cold. You might wonder if you said something wrong, but you didn't. What's really happening is an emotional reflex. He opened up more than he intended, and now he's scared of how much you mean to him. Vulnerability doesn't come easily for him. It feels like exposure, and he's not sure what you'll do with the parts of himself he just revealed. So he retreats, pretending that conversation never meant much, even though it did. This push and pull is one of the clearest signs he's falling for you. He's torn between the comfort he feels with you and the fear of losing control. When he opens up, it's not accidental. It's because he feels safe with you. But when he shuts down afterward, it's because those feelings scare him. He's realizing that you've reached a part of him no one else has, and that kind of closeness is both beautiful and terrifying. So when he shares, and then suddenly goes quiet, don't mistake it for indifference. It's emotional turbulence, a heart learning how to trust. Deep down, he wants to keep talking, keep letting you in, but his instincts tell him to protect himself. With time, he'll find balance, because the truth is, when a man starts opening up and then retreating, it's not confusion, it's the sound of walls slowly breaking down. He texts you randomly, but pretends. It's no big deal. He'll text you out of nowhere. No reason, no clear topic, just a random message that keeps the connection alive. Maybe it's a meme, a question, or a comment about something trivial, but it always seems to appear when you've gone a little quiet. He'll act like it's casual, like he just happened to think of you, but the truth is, he's been thinking of you for a while. Those random texts are never really random. They're small attempts to stay close without having to admit he misses you. When a man is falling hard but trying not to show it, texting becomes his safe middle ground, a way to reach out without revealing too much. He wants to feel your presence, hear your reply, know that you're still there. But he'll disguise it under simple words. "Hey, what's up?" Or "Did you see that thing I sent you?" He won't say, "I wanted to talk to you," but that's exactly what he means. Each message is a thread he's quietly weaving to keep you in his orbit. You might notice that his texts often come late at night or at moments when you least expect them. Times when the world is quiet and his guard is down. That's when his heart speaks before his logic does. And yet, when you reply, he'll respond in a light tone, pretending it's all easy and effortless. He doesn't want you to see how much those little exchanges mean to him. Every message he sends is a balance between desire and restraint. He's afraid that if he texts too much, he'll seem too eager, but if he stays silent, he'll feel your absence too deeply. So, he chooses this middle path, half confession, half conversation. The irony is, what he calls no big deal is actually his quietest way of saying, I can't stop thinking about you. He supports you quietly, without asking for credit. He's not the kind of man who needs recognition. But you'll feel his presence in the way things suddenly become easier when he's around. When a man is falling for you but trying to hide it, his love often shows through quiet support. The kind that asks for nothing in return. He'll help you solve a problem before you even realize it's there, offer advice without making it about himself, or encourage you at moments when you doubt your own strength. He's not trying to be a hero, he just wants to see you win, even if no one ever knows he played a part in it. You might notice how he celebrates your victories like they're his own. When something good happens for you, his smile is real, deep, proud, the kind that comes from someone who's emotionally invested. But when things go wrong, he's steady, calm, and quietly present. He won't make big promises or give dramatic speeches. Instead, he'll do small things that matter, sending you a message to check in, helping you figure out what's next, or simply being there when you need silence instead of words. That's the kind of loyalty that can't be faked. His support often goes unnoticed because he never draws attention to it. He might connect you with someone who can help, share something useful that he just happened to find, or do small favors without mentioning them. It's his way of protecting and empowering you from the background. And when you thank him, he'll shrug it off, pretending it's nothing. But deep down, your gratitude means everything to him. This quiet support comes from a place of genuine care. He's not trying to impress you, he's trying to ease your path. It's love disguised as practicality, kindness wrapped in calmness. He wants to be the reason you breathe easier, even if you never trace it back to him. Because when a man truly falls for you, even if he can't say it yet, his love doesn't shout. It shows up silently, again and again, in the form of quiet strength that never asks to be seen. He notices changes about you. Instantly, he might not say much, but his eyes always catch the details. When a man is falling for you but trying not to show it, one of the most revealing signs is how quickly he notices the smallest changes about you. The new shade of your lipstick, the way you styled your hair differently, or even the tired look in your eyes after a long day. He'll pick up on things no one else does, because he's constantly observing you, even when he pretends not to be. It's not about vanity, it's about connection. His attention to detail comes from a place of quiet affection and emotional focus. He'll notice when you're a little quieter than usual, when your laugh sounds forced, or when your messages feel slightly off. And while others might overlook it, he'll find a way to gently check in. He might ask, "Rough day?" or just offer comfort without saying why. That's because he's attuned to your moods, your rhythms, your energy. You've become someone his mind doesn't just see. It studies, memorizes, understands. What makes it even more meaningful is that he never flaunts this awareness. He won't say, "I noticed you changed your perfume," unless it naturally comes up, but his reactions tell the story. The longer glance, the softened smile, the way his tone changes when he senses you're not okay. His sensitivity is quiet but undeniable. When a man notices even the smallest changes in you, it's because you occupy space in his thoughts more than he'll ever admit. His awareness is instinctive. He's drawn to your presence, tuned to your shifts, almost like your emotions set the tone for his. And though he might never say, "I see you," every subtle reaction, every tiny act of noticing, says it for him. Because love, before it's spoken, is always seen first. In the way someone starts paying attention to all the things no one else does. T. He acts like he doesn't care. When others mention you, when your name comes up in conversation, he suddenly becomes very still, pretending he's not listening. yet every word lands like it matters. He might keep scrolling on his phone, look the other way, or shrug as if it's nothing, but you can almost feel the shift in his energy. His body goes tense for a moment, his tone changes ever so slightly, and there's a flicker of something he's trying hard to suppress. Because when a man is falling for you but doesn't want anyone, including you, to know, pretending not to care becomes his way of protecting what he feels. You'll notice he never joins in when others talk about you too much. If someone compliments you, he'll act indifferent, maybe even change the subject. But later, when it's just the two of you, he'll bring up something small from that conversation, proving he heard every detail. That's his quiet giveaway. He cares deeply, but he's hiding behind control. He doesn't want to risk his emotions becoming obvious to others, especially if he's not ready to admit them to himself. Sometimes, his fake indifference comes with light teasing. He might joke about you, rolling his eyes when someone mentions your name, pretending you're just a friend. But the way his voice tightens, the way he listens even when he's pretending not to, it all reveals what's really underneath. He's not unaffected. He's guarding his feelings behind humor and detachment. It's not pride or ego. It's fear. Fear of being too exposed, of people noticing how much you've started to matter. So he chooses silence over sincerity, distance over confession. Yet every time someone brings you up, he can't help but react, even in the smallest ways. Because the truth is, love doesn't always make grand entrances. Sometimes it hides behind calm faces and quiet hearts trying hard not to give themselves away. And though he acts like he doesn't care, his silence says what words never could. He already does. He looks for you in every room. He enters. Every time he walks into a room, his eyes instinctively search for you, even when he tells himself not to. It's not something he plans. It's a reflex, an unconscious pull that guides him toward you before logic can interfere. He might scan the room casually, pretending he's just looking around, but his gaze always pauses when it finds you. That quick flicker of relief, that subtle change in his posture. It's the quiet proof of how much you matter to him. He doesn't even need to talk to you. Just seeing you is enough to ground him. When a man is falling hard but trying not to show it, presence becomes everything. He's not looking for attention or validation. He's looking for a sense of calm, the kind that only exists when you're near. You've become his emotional compass, the one familiar energy that steadies him without a word. You'll notice that he becomes more at ease once he's spotted you. His tone softens, his smile grows more genuine, and his focus subtly shifts. If you're not there, he might seem distracted or restless, his eyes drifting toward the door every time it opens. It's as if he's waiting for something, or someone, to arrive before he can fully settle into the moment. What's most telling is how he tries to hide it. He'll act indifferent, greeting everyone the same way, but his attention always circles back to you. It's not obsession, it's emotional gravity. When he's falling for you, your presence has weight. It shapes his awareness, pulls his attention, and gives him quiet comfort in a crowded room. He may never say it out loud, but that tiny pause when his eyes find yours says everything. You're the one he was hoping to see. 12. He can't stop smiling when you're around, even when he tries to hide. He doesn't even realize it at first, that quiet smile that appears the moment you walk into the room. It's not the kind he plans or forces. It's automatic, the kind that comes straight from somewhere deeper than thought. Even when he tries to keep a straight face, his lips twitch, his eyes soften, and his entire expression shifts into something warmer. That's what happens when someone you secretly care about enters your space. Your body reacts before your mind can hide it. He'll pretend it's nothing. He might look away quickly, clear his throat, or try to busy himself with something else just to look composed. But no matter how hard he tries, the smile finds its way back. When you laugh, when you speak, when you just exist near him. It's the most honest thing about him, because when a man is falling for you but trying not to show it, his guard may stay up, but his joy refuses to hide. That smile is his giveaway, the quiet proof that you light something inside him he can't control. You don't have to do anything special, it's your presence that disarms him. He could be having the hardest day, but the second he sees you, it's like his entire mood lifts. And even when he tries to act normal, his face betrays him. The corners of his mouth curve up, his eyes gleam, and his energy changes completely. It's not about attraction alone, it's comfort, warmth, and a kind of peace he doesn't find anywhere else. You make him forget to keep his walls up. That's why he smiles. Not because he wants to impress you, but because being near you feels like relief. He may never say how he feels, but the truth lives in that quiet, involuntary grin, the one he can't stop, no matter how hard he tries.